Alright, welcome back. This is Minecraft video number 19. I'm building some farms in this episode, down kind of where I have the other farms and the animal farm. I do need some more areas to grow crops and stuff because I have villagers now, and a lot of them are farmer villagers, and they trade crops for emeralds, so that's a good way to get money. I just need a lot more farm space. And here's all the seeds and for the pumpkins and wheat and the berries that I'm going to plant. I need to add another one. I only built kind of 2 buildings, 2 farms in this episode, but I definitely need some more in the future. And this is about where I'm going to build the 2 buildings. They're going to be one, like a connected building, but they are going to be like walled off separately. It'll make sense when I'm done with the building. And I was thinking about whether to do it out of birch or spruce wood, and I ended up deciding on the spruce because it would complement the animal farm, I thought, and the other farm that I had too was spruce, so I just thought it would look nice. And I wanted it to be kind of an open design. I wanted a few open like walls, big doorways on the sides, just because there's a lot of walkways, and this is a pretty busy place in my town that I'm building. Or I want it to be, at least, when I build some other stuff and add to it. And I did want the building to be a little bit taller than normal. And of course I had to have the roofs and the floors being just dirt. That's one of the things with this build is I never care to put spruce under the dirt. I don't really mind how it looks. And obviously everyone knows that it's there, so it's not really doing anything. But I did finish that first floor up. I was just adding some torches. But like I said, I'm not going to plant anything right away. I'm going to get the buildings done first, and then I'll be planting stuff at the end of the episode. And I also wanted to build a staircase on this side here, because it was going to be a few stories tall. I would need some way to get up and down. I mean, I could have just flown through the water that's going to be in the farm, but that wouldn't have been very effective. So I figured I'd build a staircase. And I also decided around here that I would kind of add a ground base, something on the floor here. I ended up doing the sugar cane on this bottom floor, but I wasn't even going to do that eventually, or at first. I just figured it was kind of hollowed out and I could use it as another level, so I decided to do that. And I did want to build the other building right next to it, pretty much connected. They're going to be sharing a wall, but I did want to put, it's pretty much the same building just right next to it, just to add on to the farm and make it have a little bit more space. And I was thinking about making the second part made out of birch wood, but I ended up not doing that and just went with spruce for the whole thing. Although I do think that would have looked nice as well. That's kind of the first floor finish for both of them, but like I said, they're going to be at least 2 or 3 stories tall, and I might add on to them as well in the future. And that's pretty much what the second story is going to look like. It's a pretty consistent build, but I just like the look of it. And I did build the staircase up another level too. And that's what it's looking like so far. I think it looks pretty good. Obviously I'm not done, I have to add a lot more stuff, but just as a base it looks pretty good. And I thought about putting these upside down stairs on the openings on the windows instead of putting actual windows in. And then I got the water going, of course. And I started to plant some things. I definitely needed a lot of wheat because I had a lot of villagers that traded for wheat. Then I decided on putting some spruce fencing around on this openings that I had. But I would need to make a lot more. But I did like how it looked. And I decided that this room would be the berry room, so I started planting those. I didn't really need these things for anything, but I just had them, so I figured I'd plant them and have a little space dedicated to them. And then I figured I'd make the bottom level, or I guess the first level, into wheat too. But I ended up making the bottom level into sugarcane. And then I started planting the sugarcane. But I needed to finish this last room on the bottom level. And I did run out of spruce, so I did not end up finishing this wall. And then this was going to be the pumpkin farm. And then I started working on the third floor, finishing up with the spruce that I got. And for this level I did end up doing spruce slabs on the roof, but I still might end up putting dirt on top of that if I want to add on to it more in the future, but I just end up doing the 3 floors in this episode. And this is how the build's going to look at the end of the episode. I do like how it ended up looking. But I am going to build onto it maybe in the future, I think. And don't worry about that. Yes, that is it for this episode. So again, this was part 19. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time.